Can. What's good? It's your girl, Evil Girl Barbie. So I finally made it to my shop. That's a good little hike. I love doing it. You know there's nothing but hills here in Powell River as soon as you walk out your door. So anyway, I was hyped. You know I fucking wake up hyped. Bitch don't need nothing to fucking get hyped. I just wake up that way. Let me finish telling you the rest of the story. Okay, so listen. Progress 2-3 months down the road, right? So he's got a work visa here and he's working here and we're dating. We're going out on dates. He's taking me out to fabulous restaurants and buying me little gifts and everything. He's being really super sweet. So he had rented a condo that he was staying in. And so now we're at the point, in our dating where he invites me over for dinner, a really romantic dinner or whatever. Now, I'm a good girl. I don't put out. So everything's just been moving very slowly, even though this guy is ultra attentive and ultra generous, right? So I'm like, whatever, that ain't the first time motherfucker been caught up on this. It ain't gonna be the last. So I'm like, whatever, do you, Boris, do you. So I get invited over to this beautiful condo for romantic dinner. We're sitting there, we're having a couple of drinks and doing shots of vodka. He got this really good vodka that he had frozen in the freezer. So we're doing shots of vodka and we're sitting there and he starts holding my hand and he says, listen, I have to tell you, he says, I have been all over Africa. I've been to Zimbabwe. I've been to Zaire. I've been to the Congo. He said, I have been to the deepest, darkest parts of Africa. He said, and I have never met a black woman like you. I was like, word? I was like, word? I just bet you ain't. And he was like, you're such a mixture of cultures. You're such a contradiction within yourself. And he's just like, all I do is think about you. And I was like, yeah, baby, that's nice. Let me get another shot. And he was like, okay, hold on. He came back and he's like, no, really, all I do is think about you. And I was like, and then the way that he had said it that second time made me stop and pause. And I was looking, I was like, yeah, baby, that's nice. He's like, no, really, I think about you a lot. And I'm like, okay, so all of a sudden now my antenna, the liquor done got my defenses down, and I'm getting a little glimmer of something that ain't quite right? He's been a little obsessive, but like I say, men get obsessive about me. That ain't nothing new. So I was like, something ain't quite right. So listen. I said, listen, I gotta go to the washroom. And he was like, okay, it's just down the hall. And he goes, I'll go pour us another glass of wine. I said, great. So then I get up and I go down the hall. And as I'm going down the motherfucking hall, I open a door that leads into this little small room. And then it's like, how sometimes you go to some people's house and it'll be like a little room before you go to the bathroom, right? So then I was like, okay, so I looked in that little room and there was just some pictures and stuff. And then I opened the door to go into the next room. And when I motherfucking opened the door to go into the next room, why I opened the fucking door, and just like in those fucking crazy psycho movies, there is a shrine. There's a fucking shrine with my picture right dead in the fucking middle, and candles and fucking pictures of black people, black women, Naomi Campbell. Motherfucking Naomi Campbell, Janet Jackson, some African bitches with bones through their nose, fucking mud packs on them. He had every different fucking can of black woman you could imagine on this fucking wall. And there's my black ass sitting dead front and center. I was like, I was like, that's some fucking psycho shit. So, my mind clicked in real quick because he was in the kitchen. So I was like, bitch, get your ass out this fucking room before this crazy motherfucker come back. So then I shut the door. Real quiet. I backed the fuck up, shut the door, went through the other door, shut the door. And then just as I came out the door and fucking turned around, standing in the hall, his ass was standing right there. And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. And he's like, hey, beautiful, is everything okay? And you know how when the sharks smell blood and they get the fucking blood, then they get that thing that go over their eyes like that. It was just like this. This motherfucker had this thing come over his eyes, just went like that. And he was like, Hey, beautiful, is everything okay? While he's holding the wine glasses. Now, you know, white people don't learn from scary movies, but black people learn from scary movies. And when you see a motherfucker standing there that you know is crazy, you just saw a fucking shrine with your face in the middle and fucking red candle wax and shit, you need to know how to fucking act. So I was like, yeah, babe. I was like, yeah, babe, everything is great. You have a beautiful place. And he's looking at me and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm great. And then I said, you know, babe, my feet are killing me. Why don't we go back to the couch and you can come back and rub my feet? Because he liked to rub my feet, right? I said, why don't you come back and you can rub my feet? And then you could see the fucking veil that went over like this come back the other way. And he was like, motherfucker was like, yes, beautiful, because everything was always yes, beautiful. Whatever I said, it was yes, beautiful. So he's like, yeah, beautiful, I'll go get the oil. And then he was happy again and fucking turned, gave me my glass of wine and turned and went back down the hall to fucking go get the wine. You think I'm lying? You think I'm playing? You think I'm making this shit up? I'm not fucking lying. This guy was fucking crazy. He had a shrine in the closet with my face on it. Hold that thought.